Hello class, let's take a look at one of my favorite assignments. This is the GIF animation. And I really enjoy the creativity that everybody puts into these and the effort that they put into making these. I think they're quite wonderful. So join me as we look through a few of the submissions that have come in before I started grading these, or well, before I started recording my feedback for these. I'm going to be opening up the Photoshop file in Photoshop so we can take a look at things like how many frames per second and how long this is and the size it is and all of that good stuff. And I'm also going to be opening the GIF itself through a program called IrfanView, which is a file viewer for image files. It's really good. It's free software. It's sort of filled the need of many computer users who are using Windows systems, because Windows used to have a really great photo viewer. It was wonderful through like Windows XP. Then starting, I think, about Vista, Microsoft began to remove more and more features. It can't play GIF animations correctly anymore. It doesn't have a good zoom. Like, everything just kind of fell apart on it. Some programmers stepped up, and we got IrfanView, which is IRFAN View, VIEW, and you can get that for free for Windows. I think it's one of the best playback for GIFs. You can get plugins to allow it to open PDFs. It prints exceptionally well, so if you don't have Photoshop and you're on a computer and you need to print an image, you want some control over that, IrfanView is the way to go. It also does screen captures. Really nice program. All right, that said, let's take a look at the first one up here. Scary cloud. And that goes away. We've got a balloon elephant. So we've got 3 animated elements, which I believe is the minimum this semester. Let's take a quick peek. We have 3 animated elements, yes. And it says that in here somewhere. Yeah, 12 frames with at least 3 obvious animated elements. And that's important because sometimes people try to sneak things in and I can't tell what's going on. But everything looks good. Here it is the correct size. It's no bigger than 960 by 540. Perfect. We've got 24 frames on this, and as we can see, we've got 12 frames per second. Looks good. And last but not least, we have it at the correct image size. Even used your guides. Well done. Looks good. Did a good job. You have a seamless loop. I think that's about everything. It loops, and it loops relatively seamlessly. Good, thank you. This is a great start in your GIF career. It has a very Terry Gilliam, Monty Python-esque feel to it. I love that the elephant has a balloon that it's flying on. I love that when the clown enters, the sky changes a terrible color, and then it goes away. Good job. All right, let's take a look at the next one on our list. We'll just close this one up for now. Boop. And let's see what we've got. Oh, that's kind of scary. So I like it. We've got it the correct size, 960 by 540. It is 120 frames, so you got a lot going on in there. And let's take a look at the Photoshop document so we can get an accurate size. 24 frames per second. Did a lot of work on this one. We've got the correct size on everything. So it looks good. Notice that I didn't really care about the resolution, just that you had the correct width and height. So whatever resolution you wanted to work on. These are wonderful. They're creepy and fun. Did you draw these yourself, or did these come from somewhere? I like graffiti art you found. I love it. A little blinking eye. It's an absolutely seamless loop. All of the sizes are correct. It's got the correct frame rate. Very impressive. Very good. Thank you very much. I like it. Let's close that one up. Close this one up as well. Move on to the next one. And next up, this is beautiful. I really like this one. It's a seamless loop. I love how the ants just go back and forth. So it comes through. You see the little fish coming up to the fishing rod. It's in a little isometric view. You've got the apple tree, the little Animal Crossing present on a balloon flying over, everything coming out of the switch. It's absolutely lovely. Let's take a look at it. I do believe you've got at least 3 elements that are animated. You've got the ants, the fish, the balloon. You've also got the little water ripple. Very nice. Correct size, 24 frames. Very good. And on the Photoshop documents, it is Also the correct size, correct frame rate, beautiful. Very nicely done. Now you notice I don't have a lot of feedback. So far we've had winners in all of these. What I really want you to do with, this isn't an animation class, so anything is good, and some of you just excel when you produce just beautiful little animations like this. So I'm so happy to see these. Good job naming everything and putting everything into folders so that you can easily get through the animations. Very nice. Smart move. Smart job. Let me close that up and close up the animation. So far, really impressive. And next up, time hat. Nice. Let's take a look at this. So we've got the deeper basement of hat time. Maybe a hat in time. Yeah, there it is. There's the end. So we've got another. We've got another video game based animation. Very nice. It's on the small side, but if I remember correctly, this semester I said a minimum, no larger than, so you're in the clear on that. Essentially, I needed it small enough so that everything would play correctly when it comes back. Otherwise, it has problems. Now, there are a few issues with this that I'll point out while I'm in here. I just zoom in. Notice we've got this banding happening on everything. That tends to happen with an over render. It looks like the elements may have been done outside of Photoshop, which wasn't really what I was looking for here. I really wanted it to be, kind of done in Photoshop using what you're doing. You've got plenty of frames. They're at a decent frame rate going in. It looks like you used maybe, I'm not super up to date on 3D software, but clearly you did some 3D rendering. While it's impressive, it's not a Photoshop. You didn't seem to have done a lot inside of Photoshop. My guess is that what you did in here, and what I do appreciate, is the animation of the hat in time going in, and you did some layering on it. But we can see all these banding issues and everything happening, and that tends to occur if you did the majority of the work outside of Photoshop in it. It could be that you animated lens flare. I really don't know, since everything is smashed down, as it were, into just the frame style instead of the timeline style on the Photoshop document. Let's see. What do they call it these days? If I can mouse over it. Sometimes Photoshop doesn't like to give me my tooltips. So video timeline, and you have the frame timeline instead. And if we flip over, you can see that that's the case. We've got nothing over here. So the video timeline would have probably been the better choice on this. So it looks like you essentially did a 3D rendering, then you kind of added this in, but I don't really see it. It really doesn't look much like you did the heavy lifting in Photoshop, which is really what I was after with this assignment, which is why I went through so many videos for you guys to do these kinds of things. But that said, it still meets the requirements, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next mission. Let me close this one up and this one up. And let's see what we've got here. Oh, I love it. Okay, that's wonderful. And it loops seamlessly, smart moving all the objects off. The face on this is absolutely wonderful. Yep, it's the correct size. It's got 61 frames in it. Good job on that. If we pop this open, I'm imagining we'll see everything, a lot of hard work put into this one. Sure enough, everything is correct. We've got lots of stuff happening. We've got transparencies on the layers. We have cat with big eyes, which in turn is fully animated in and of itself. Good job on that. You got the smiling cat and the big eye cat. You've practiced on all of the animation. It looks like you've practiced all the animation techniques I was showing. Love it. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for this one. Okay, let's move on to the. I love this background. Did you draw this yourself? And the spaceship, is this one done in Illustrator, or did you track one down online? The world may never know. It looks great, though. I absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next submission. Let me just close these two up and get this open. And let's take a look at our next submission. Oh, it's got the duck beak, and we've got some water spouting up from a whale maybe, and we've got this little sailboat. The whole thing is done as graffiti on a wall. I love it. Let's take a look at how all of this was put together. And it's got plenty of frames, it's the correct size, and let's see what we've got for the Photoshop document. This is wonderful. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is great. Okay, yeah, it's a seamless animation. You're all on a roll. You're all doing wonderful this semester. Frequently, 2 or 3 in, start getting like jittery animations, things with timing where clearly they changed the time scale multiple times throughout it and was causing strange behavior. Everything's going great on this. I love it. I hope you all make more GIF animations. I absolutely adore these things, and I think the world needs more GIF animations. So good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next submission. Nice. Oh, a little fast there. Well, with the fading to black, it makes it a seamless animation. Good job on that. We've got the correct size, great number of frames. Let's take a look. What? Looks like we've got a corrupted Photoshop document. So I'm not going to be able to open it. Let's see if OrphanView can try to correct it. Unknown file format, empty damaged file. Ooh. So the file is damaged. Go ahead and resubmit that if you get a shot, and I'll take a look at that. That happens sometimes. If you don't have one, you don't have one. I can get a lot of information out of this, but I do need to take a quick look at the Photoshop document to make sure that frame rate and Photoshop document size is correct. So when you've got time, go ahead and resubmit that file, and I will grade that bit. Otherwise, let's move on to the next one. And as soon as you turn in that file, I can finish your grade. Right now I'll just put in what I can grade, but if you're happy with that, leave it. Otherwise, just upload it. I'll be alerted that you have a new submission, and I will grade it from there. All right, anyway, final submission of the evening. Bum ba ba bum ba 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 ba. It's an endless rock, paper, scissors competition between perhaps Mickey Mouse and Oswald Rabbit. It's hard to say for sure. I love it. Let's take a look at the Photoshop document. Let me open the Photoshop document. Oh, and let me check the size on that. We've got the great size, great number of frames, a lot of work put into this. I love, looks like there's vector art going in to make the little hands. Maybe this is Bendy and the Ink Machine. Maybe this is Mickey Mouse. Maybe this is Daffy Duck. It's a great series of possibilities. Very clever. Did a really good job. I like your solution to the problem I presented. Looks like everything is in order. Congratulations. This is another excellent GIF animation. All right. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me while I just kind of look at all these and indulge myself. I don't have too much to say about these, mostly because I think out of all the ones that were submitted, you all just did wonderful job. I would say on this one, pausing on the last frame a little bit longer so I can finish reading it. I'd like that. But I can't really say what's going on because I don't have the Photoshop document. Hate to harp on you on that one. But again, as soon as you submit that, I'll be happy to grade the rest of it. And just overall, you all did such wonderful work this week. I look forward to seeing the rest of the submissions as they come out. These are so great. Wow, 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 wow. And yeah, there are 3 animated elements as far as I can tell. We have the Hat in Time, the spiraling light, and then we have another light that flies by this way. Again, all in Photoshop would have been appreciated. This one is just so beautiful. I love it. This one cracks me up. I love it too. I love all of them. Thank you so much for, thank you so much. I love that elephant. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. It's such a bright point in my semester. I always love looking at all these. All right. So on that note, I'm off to continue grading. I seem to be continuously behind this semester. So I will see you on the next set of videos. Until then.